Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Xingyu, and this is my student card. And today I will be presenting my assessment 2. This presentation focuses on the case study of embolic stroke. I will discuss 3 key areas: the A2E assessment framework for high priority nursing interventions, and nursing considerations for 3 prescribed medications. Mrs. Milo was admitted for new-onset atrial fibrillation and received a heparin infusion. During the night shift, she developed decreased consciousness with a GCS of 12, slurred speech, and left-sided weakness. These findings are consistent with an embolic stroke secondary to a cardiac origin clot. The A2E framework guides nurses in identifying and managing life-threatening conditions in a structured sequence. It ensures prompt recognition and a response to deterioration in patients like Mrs. Milo. Mrs. Milo's airway is patent. However, with a GCS of 12, her airway reflexes may be partially depressed. She should be positioned 30 degrees upright, with suction equipment ready to prevent aspiration. If her GCS drops by 2 or more points, a rapid response should be called immediately. Protecting the airway prevents aspiration and hypoxia-induced neuronal injury. Her respiratory rate is 26 and oxygen saturation is 95% on 6 liter while Hudson mask. This mild tachypnea may result from anxiety or early brainstem involvement. Continue oxygen therapy to maintain oxygen saturation more than 95%, but avoid hyperoxia. Adequate ventilation supports oxygen delivery to the ischemic penumbra. Her heart rate is 136 beats per minute and blood pressure is 180/98. Showing sympathetic activation. Hypertension helps maintain cerebral perfusion but increases risk of hemorrhagic conversion. Continuous cardiac monitoring and early cardiovascular assessment can improve outcomes. Cool extremities with capillary refill less than 3 seconds indicates mild stress but adequate perfusion. Mrs. Milo's GCS is 12 with left-sided hemiparesis and slurred speech. Neurological checks including GCS, pupils, speech, and limb strength should be done every 15 to 30 minutes. Unequal pupils or deterioration require rapid CT brain and escalation. Provide reassurance and calm communication to address anxiety and confusion. She is a febrile and has a BGL of 5.5 mmol per liter. She is maintaining normothermia and normoglycemia. Prevents secondary brain injury. It should inspect skin, IV size, and maintain privacy and warmth. There are 4 key nursing priorities in managing Mrs. Milo's embolic stroke. The first is maintain airway patency and oxygenation. The second is optimize cerebral perfusion and cardiovascular stability. The third one is administer and monitor anticoagulant therapy safely. The fourth is perform frequent neurological and psychosocial assessments. The first is maintain airway patency and oxygenation. With GCS 12, gag reflex may be weak. Position semi-upright at 30 degrees, keep suction ready, and maintain oxygen saturation more than 95%. We also should avoid hyperoxia to reduce oxidative stress. These actions maintain oxygen to the brain and prevent aspiration pneumonia. The second is optimize cerebral perfusion and cardiovascular stability. Monitor blood pressure and heart rate continuously. Her blood pressure of 180/98 should not be rapidly reduced as this may impair cerebral blood flow. Structured cardiovascular monitoring reduces store-to-treatment time. Check blood pressure before metoprolol. Withhold if heart rate less than 50 or systolic blood pressure less than 90. The third is initiate and monitor anticoagulant therapy safely. Mrs. Milo is on a heparin infusion for atrial fibrillation-related stroke prevention. Confirm APTT and platelet count before adjustment. Heparin is a high-risk medication requiring dual nurse checks. Monitor for bruising or hematuria, and document all lab results. The fourth is perform frequent neurological and psychosocial assessment. Perform neural observations every 15 to 30 minutes initially. Document GCS, pupils, limb strength, and speech. Provide reassurance and involve family members. Nurse-led psychosocial interventions improve adherence and recovery. For question 3, the first one is heparin anticoagulant therapy. Heparin inhibits thrombin and factor XA to prevent new clot formation. Check APTT and platelet count before starting. Maintain infusion in target range 1.5 to 2.5 control. Monitor blood pressure, GCS, and signs of bleeding. And the next one is metoprolol, beta-1 blocker for rate control. Metoprolol reduces heart rate and blood pressure via beta-1 blockade, lowering cardiac workload. Hold if heart rate less than 50 or systolic blood pressure less than 90. Gradual blood pressure control is safer than rapid reduction. The next one is pantoprazole. Pantoprazole blocks hydrogen potassium ion ATP as pumps, reducing acid and preventing stress ulcers. Monitor for abdominal discomfort or diarrhea. Review ongoing need regularly to avoid long-term effects. The last one is provide psychosocial and educational support. Combine medication administration with reassurance and patient education. Explain purposes of each drug clearly. Nurse-led education improves psychological well-being and adherence. Conclusion. In summary, using the A2E framework helps identify priorities in airway, breathing, and circulation. For evidence-based nursing interventions ensure oxygenation, perfusion, safe anticoagulation, and emotional support. Careful medication management of heparin, metoprolol, and pantoprazole minimize risks and improves recovery. And this is references. That's all. Thank you guys. Bye.